you're just kind of pulling your ship into harbor without any issues. But, you did have some really hard times as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you were dating somebody, Shelby Walker, somebody really famous within the mixed martial arts scene in the early days, and she had passed.
Yeah.
Would you mind opening up about that?
Well, so we both met on the Keith Rockell fight, and so we started dating then. And then she was already on American Top Team in Florida, so I moved down to Florida to be with her and to also take part in American Top Team, for better training. So all was good then. It's very hard when a couple both have the same jobs and one does good and the other one does not as good. It's so that right there is hard. My career was going great, like amazing. Hers was not. Number two, she had a secret drug habit that I did not see or know about, because I was just first of all, I was kind of unfamiliar with it. I was just kind of, I guess, innocent like about it. And I was so focused on my training. I was like, man, I trained really hard by that time. I was very, very focused and dedicated, so it was just tough, man. She kept on losing fights. She had family. She'd had a hard life. She had a hard upbringing in Texas. You know what I mean? She had a son that she was kind of estranged from, and she had a rocky relationship with her son. Yeah, man, at the time, so she passed in 2006. We were kind of half broken up. She was about half her stuff was packed and she was moving out, I think the week after. And then she got into a really bad argument on the phone with her son in Texas. I think she was moving back to Texas from Florida or something like that. And that was kind of the straw. I think she was already starting to get depressed and the drugs were getting really bad. That's when I was starting to catch it. By then I knew about the drugs, right? One night we kind of got into a fight or something and she kind of disappeared, and then she'd kind of pulled this kind of stunt before, so I wasn't that worried. But then she went missing for a little bit longer, and then I started calling the authorities, and then eventually I showed up at the hotel where she was found dead at the same time as the detectives were showing up. And yeah, man, it was really, really hard. It was crazy. It happened on a Saturday, September 25th, and like, wow, man, it was crazy. And you know what? It happened on a Saturday, and I was back in the gym the Monday. Like I had to do something. You know what I mean? I moved out. I moved out of that apartment because I couldn't stay there. There was too many things that reminded me of everything, So I moved in. I think I moved in with Mike Brown and Benji Radek. They were living together at the time, and Jeff Munson, I think. And I moved in with them for a little bit, and and so I kept training. I had to. I remember like sometimes I had to pull my car over on the way to the gym to cry. Like it was a really, really hard time, but I still did it, man. I had to keep on moving, And then a couple of weeks after that, my uncle died of cancer. My favorite uncle, Yeah. So if you watch after I fight Suluev, as I'm walking out, I point at the camera. I go, "This is for my Uncle Ho fights," because he was fighting his battle with cancer at the time and going through his chemo. But anyways, he died a couple of weeks later. So it was a hard time. And I had the finals of the Pride tournament coming up, right? The Pride 83 kilo Grand Prix. Yeah.
Check out the full interview on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms.